Kuttah Spoken Truth. We back at it again. Our praises to the Most High Yahweh. Today we're going to be talking about transactional relationship. Say Lies by Corey Holcomb on his 5150 show.
Always got something great to say, but listen, I want to say to the ladies, you're going to have to deal with this because even though I'm saying it now, even though I joked about it on Cam Newton's show, this is what America is about to turn into. Men all over America, you should really listen to me, especially if you have something to lose. Marriage is the old model. Your relationships with most, I would say 80% of the women in America should be transactional.
Man, he just said a mouthful. Listen, let me say this. When he's talking about the concept of marriage, he's not talking about something underneath the precepts, principles, and prescribed way of the Most High. That's not the marriage he's talking about. He's simply talking about a contract. The ideal of contract is over. It's no longer that way for a vast majority of men. And this is what he's talking about. Now he is saying that things need to be done in a transactional way. And this is what women gonna have to come to realize. This is what women have to deal with. Man is moving in transactional ways. Meaning, I do something for you, you do something for me. That's the way it's going to be. And you see a lot of guys is opting out of what we believe to be traditional marriage, signing a contract, and dealing with women from this standpoint. Man is tired of losing. Man is tired of coming up with the short end of the stick. Man is tired of being defeated and trying to deal with a woman in that type of capacity according to this matrix. Men have tried the matrix way and got nowhere but burnt. You see, when you involve, hear me out, when you involve the Babylonian system into your life, into your relationship, man, you then become weak. You lose your authority. You lose your voice. Now, remind you, I'm not saying that you don't have to do it. If that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative, that's okay. But understand when you do so, you are putting yourself on dangerous ground. That concept is no longer good for men to be doing in today's society with modern women. He gonna go on and explain and talk about the 80% of the women, of modern day women. No. You better not do it with them. You're gonna get burnt in the long run. You're gonna suffer in the long run. You're gonna lose in the long run. The average modern woman is not fit for you to be signing no contract with them. You have to be crazy. Something has to be off about it. You have seen multiple men who tried to do things this way and they have lost big. Let's get some more of this.
Let me say that again. I'm talking to all men. 80% of the women you deal with in America, the relationship should be transactional. 20% of the women in America are worth trying to build with, but the other 80%, you should have a totally transactional relationship with them. Because we don't know how to pick a woman. Let me explain something to y'all. Corey Holcomb likes to go to the strip club every once in a while. Do you know why I like going to the strip club every once in a while? Because I am absolutely blown away and fascinated looking at all of the female bodies. When you don't look at that all the time, when you're not around it all of the time, you are blown away looking at all of the female bodies in the strip club. I actually like that I'm not used to it.
And there's a
And
couple of good
I
reasons.
enjoy looking at them so much. It's like it's so fascinating to look at all of the different human bodies. But check this out. I wouldn't pick a stripper to be my real girl. Now this way,
Let me stop right there. He's making a point. And so often, fellas, you lack wisdom in picking the right woman. Too often, we base relationship off of the physicality of a woman instead of picking women off of principles and values. Whenever you choose a woman off of the physicality of her, knowing that infatuation that you have for a body, like he pointed out, he like going to the strip clubs, and I recommend that no one go to the strip clubs. Stop giving these women free money that you work hard for, that you earn for. I don't care how much money you have. Stop doing it because you ain't doing nothing but keeping that type of immorality going with women. But be as it may, when you don't choose a woman according to values, realizing that the infatuation for her body is going to wear off, you're going to find yourself in a conundrum. You're going to find yourself in a situation. You're going to find yourself in a problematic situation where you more than likely is going to lose. You're going to lose. The probability of being in a relationship with the average modern day woman, the bill, the payout, the results is not beneficial for men who want to be in that type of magnitude as it relates to signing your name on a contract. No, because you don't know how to pick right. You don't know how to have wisdom. You don't have enough sense to pick a woman that's going to be there for you, who's not fixated on validation, attention, want to be solidified by other people outside of you. No, you're not going to pick that type of woman, but you're going to pick that type of woman that you think you can hold up in society, not because of her core values, not because she's virtuous, but you want to hold her up in society because of her physicality. You want people to look at you and say, man, he got a dime piece. He got a baddie. But secretly, you're suffering. Secretly, you're drained. Secretly, she's a sucker bus. You see, guys, it's getting to the point, and I'm going to do a reaction video to it like Paul Pierce. It's getting to the point, leave these so-called pretty women alone. Leave them alone. Or if you're going to deal with them, as Corey Holcomb said, deal with them in a transactional way. There's a saying I have out here. For there used to be a time, especially in high school and early on in college, I won't pay for no woman. No. But in today's society, dealing with the modern day woman, this stands true. And this is where we at as it relates to transactional relationships. Listen, dealing with these women, you lay, then you pay so that she don't stay. That's how you got to deal with them now. Unless you got a 20%. And if you have a 20%, if the Most High has been gracious and merciful to you, have favored you enough to give you a wife as a gift, for Proverbs chapter 19, and I believe it's around the 14th verse, says, a good wife comes from the Most High. A prudent. That's the difference between a beautiful, a fine, sexy, baddie. No, the scripture say a prudent, a wise woman. A prudent wife is from Yahweh, the Most High. So if the Most High has blessed you to have a prudent wife, by all means, yes, Sign a contract with her. That's what you want to do. By all means, hold her up high in society. By all means, do so. Yes, do so. But if she's not prudent, if she lack wisdom, if she more concerned about herself instead of being a helpmeet, instead of being a mother, instead of being a supporter, if she's more concerned about herself, deal with her in a transactional way. Lay, pay, so she don't stay. Simple as that.
Goes to what I'm talking about. We don't know how to pick a real woman. Corey Holcomb would look at the strippers as if they are not to be chosen as the real girl. But let me tell you something. The women I've chose to be the real girls are worse than the strippers. I get more honesty from the strippers. The women who I have tried to build with, the women I've chose to be the real girls are worse than the strippers. I get more honesty from the strippers. The women who I have tried to build with have all lied to me. The women who I have tried to build with have told me I'm no good because I have been a philanderer. A philanderer is a guy who messes with different women. I have been that. But when I dig deep into the women that I have been in serious relationships with, they're all scumbags. And I look at
Corey Holcomb is testified to his mishaps. He testified, excuse me, he testified to his mishaps. He said he did not know how to choose a woman. But what made things even more sad, the strippers he said he dealt with and know is better than the women he chose to hold up, he chose to be with. That show you how far society has gone down in denigration. When you have strippers who used to be in a time, in ancient time, probably even 50, 60, 70 years ago, where strippers were seen as something immoral, where strippers were seen as a group of people where society shamed. I mean, it's no longer shame today because everybody prostituting themselves. And let me say this, and I got a video out. If you is parading yourself on these social media platforms and showing your body and taking certain type of selfies, you know different from the stripper. You might as well go ahead and strip because you're the same. And in this sense, the stripper is better than you because you posing all these different selfies and ass shots and booty shots. At least the stripper's getting paid. At least they getting paid for their services. You just posting pictures in hopes of getting likes and followers. Ain't getting paid nothing. Be as the case, he said the strippers is better than the ones he chose. That's how bad society have got. And he's right. He's right. The people that's normally, because we're living in an abnormal society, the people that's normally ridiculed, outcast, ostracized, is better than the people that you men will put in a wifey position. Now, that say a lot. That means the women he was picking had to awfully be bad. He called them scumbags. That means they was awful. And I get it. Strippers, at least you know where they coming from. They can't hide nothing. So they're going to be more honest. They prone to be more upfront. They prone to tell the truth more because it's already out in the opening. But a lot of these women that you would think is a baddie, that you would think is a good woman to put, man, they are worse than the strippers. Hear me out. They are worse. And they will do worse than the so-called scallywags. Let's get some more of this and I'll shut it down.
The stripper, like the stripper, is nothing. But I'm telling you, the women that I've been in relationships with, when you really break down how they try to make it seem like I'm bad and they're good, when I dig into who they are, I find out, oh, this is a dirtbag. I've been in relationships where a woman will hide what she has, but take everything I have. We'll go to court to take everything I have, but hide everything they have. But the stripper bitches I fuck with, I'm able to communicate with and get what I want, long as I come up with what they want. This is what I'm saying. This is why America is so messed up right now. You are better off in a transactional relationship than being in a relationship with somebody where you put trust into them by allowing yourself to be married to them. Because when you allow yourself to be married to them, if you don't know by now, I don't know what rock you're crawling from under, you're entering a contract with the state. Marriage used to be between man, woman, God. Now, when you get a marriage certificate, the state owns you, your wife, your kids, your property, everything, and they distribute it as they will. That's why you shouldn't get married. It's an old model. You should have a woman or women you deal with, and it is transactional until you find that 20% that might be a queen worth merging with. But it's very rare that you're going to find a queen in this.
And that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I just wanted to come on here and do a reaction right quick to open you fellas' eyes, man. Listen, transaction. You have to deal with women in the transactional way. The concept of marriage, and let me reiterate, marriage according to this matrix, that concept is over. It's done. It's no longer work. You will lose. You will come out defeated because a lot of these women, just like you pointed out, they will hide what they have, but want to take everything that you got. They just don't want your energy. They just don't want your attraction that you have putting out in the universe. They don't want just your vibe. They just don't want your good feeling. No, they want what you have. And a lot of these women were seeing their representatives ahead of them before they come with their true self. And by the time you realize their true self is over, you already hooked, you already weaned, you already defeated. And by reason of signing that contract, you are in the hands of the state. And hear me, the government, the state is your woman bodyguard. You may not see it, but that's your woman bodyguard. And whenever she get ready, she can go to her bodyguard and make sure her bodyguard beat the mess out of you through the court system. Through the court system. You see, a lot of these women, and I'm not taking anything rather from these women, a lot of these women have done their work. They have done what they needed to do, be successful, to truly be successful. But understand, a lot of these women that's so-called successful, they are successful, number one, because of sex work, using their body, prostituting their body to get where they want. That's why you got OnlyFans. That's why you got the Instagram models. That's why you got strippers that use their bodies to get to the level of success that they want. And number two, a lot of women is on the successful side because they link themselves to a man, sent a false representative before their true self came and trick and deceive a man and got what he had and built from there. You see all of these statistics coming out talking about women own more homes than men, this and that. That stuff is false. That stuff is not reality. A lot of these women have homes now because they got it through a relationship that broke down through the courts. And that's how they got it. I'm not downplaying women and what they bring to society, but I'm giving you the truth, the unfiltered, unapologetic, uncompromised truth. And fellas, as soon as you wake up to this reality and come out of this damn matrix and realize that the average modern woman you must deal with in a transactional way, as Kuttah Spoken Truth like to say, lay, then pay so she don't stay, you will be better off until you find that princess. He said queen. I don't like to say queen. So until you find that princess where you can put her in wifey position and build with. Because she's not going to be there for your resources. She's not going to be there because of what you could do for. She's going to be there for you. At the end of the day, she's going to say, you can give me all this, but what I want is you. That's a real woman. All right. Peace.